Today, I'd like to talk about the current situation in which withdrawing deposits from Chinese banks has become increasingly difficult. However, before delving into this, I want to touch on two brief points. In a previous video, I mentioned that foreign students make up about 2% of the student body at the University of Tokyo, based on information I found through a Google search. However, after checking the latest data, I found an article dated October 6. According to this article, the University of Tokyo reports the number of foreign students twice a year, and as of May this year, there are approximately 14,000 undergraduate and 13,500 graduate students, totaling around 27,000 students, of which 3,400 are Chinese nationals. This means that around 12% of the student body is comprised of Chinese international students. The University of Tokyo relies heavily on government funding, as tuition fees alone are insufficient. Like in the United States, taxpayer funds support a portion of the university's operations. Ideally, from a taxpayer's perspective, it would be reasonable for foreign students to bear higher tuition fees to keep Japanese students' fees lower. However, this is not the current reality. Furthermore, the Japanese government has plans to increase the number of international students. At the University of Tokyo, approximately 66.5% of foreign students are Chinese, followed by Koreans at 7.2% and Taiwanese at 3.5%, indicating a significant imbalance. The 2% figure for foreign students that I mentioned in the video seems to be outdated. According to a viewer's comment, the number has exceeded 6,000, but the latest figure is actually 5,104. This discrepancy could be due to annual fluctuations, but approximately 6,000 can serve as a rough estimate. Now, let's move on to the main topic for today. Recently, there have been reports that funds have been restricted from being withdrawn from Chinese banks, even in emergency situations, leading some to view this as a form of covert deposit freeze. For instance, on September 27, a customer at a Bank of China branch in Guangdong province attempted to withdraw around 200,000 yuan on behalf of a friend in need. Although he presented his ID card and bank card, he was asked for additional documents, including his friend's ID, which caused significant inconvenience. Such cases have raised concerns over whether people can access their own money in emergencies. For example, if someone were hospitalized and couldn't visit the bank, they might be unable to withdraw funds for emergency medical expenses. The lack of a unified withdrawal policy across China worsens the situation. Many feel uneasy as it's unclear when withdrawals will be permitted. Some banks, like Jilin Bank, require police authorization for large withdrawals, ostensibly to prevent fraud, but many suspect it's actually to curb outflows amid banks' financial struggles. In short, the stricter the bank's withdrawal policies, the more likely they may be facing financial difficulties. China recently announced economic stimulus measures, which have temporarily boosted stock prices, but many see this as a temporary bubble that doesn't reflect actual economic recovery. This is the current state of China's banking industry, highlighting the balance banks are trying to achieve to maintain economic stability.